Have you ever wondered how truck drivers really make money? How do they survive the long hours, the isolation, and the expenses, and still bring in a decent paycheck? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the trucking industry and give you the untold truth about how truckers make their money. Well, let's start with the big question. How much do truck drivers actually make? It's not as simple as you might think. A lot of it depends on where you drive, what you're driving, what you're hauling, and who it is that you're working for. But let's break it down. The average truck driver makes around $40,000 to $60,000 a year. But there's a lot of drivers that make a lot more than that. There's a lot of drivers that make a lot less than that. New drivers stay closer to around $40,000 a year, while more experienced drivers, or those who haul specialized freight, can make well over six figures. That said, the industry is full of nuances. Some drivers are paid by the mile, some are even paid by the hour, and some are paid by the load that they deliver. Let's take a closer look at how drivers are compensated. Truckers are typically paid in one of three different ways: the mile, the hour, or the load. Let's go ahead and take a look at each one. The most common method is per mile. Drivers are paid a set amount for each mile that they drive. This rate can range anywhere from 30 cents a mile to 70 cents a mile, depending on what you're hauling and your experience. The next type of pay that a driver can receive is per hour. This is more so for local and regional drivers, who typically aren't gone for multiple days at a time. They might make anywhere from $15 an hour to $30 an hour. And then the last way that drivers can get paid is by the load. Specialized loads like overweight, overheight, or even hazardous loads can pay much more than other loads. Some drivers can make hundreds or even thousands on a load, depending on how far it's going and what type of cargo that it is. Now it's time to talk about the real cost of being a trucker: expenses. It's not all smooth sailing when it comes to earning money. Truckers have to cover a lot of expenses on the road that could eat into their profits. Let's take a look. First thing is fuel, which is the biggest cost. Depending on the size of the truck and how much driving is done, truckers can spend thousands on fuel. Depending on the size of the truck and how much driving is done, truckers can pay thousands of dollars in fuel per month. Next is truck maintenance. Tires, brakes, oil changes, and repairs can cost drivers a pretty penny, especially if they're owner-operators and they're responsible for their own upkeep. Now, don't forget about insurance. Trucking insurance, especially for owner-operators, can cost the driver up to $12,000 or more a year. Other big costs are things like food, hotels if you're staying overnight, tolls, and even truck payments if you're financing a truck. Now, with all these costs in mind, it's no wonder that truck drivers are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, if you're a truck driver that's looking to increase your earnings, there are several strategies to consider. Let's look at a few of the top ways that we can make money as truck drivers. One of the best ways to boost earnings is to haul specialized freight. This is freight such as oversized loads, hazardous materials, or even high-value cargo. Becoming a flatbed truck driver or a tanker truck driver is also a very good way to make a lot of money. Owner-operators have the potential to make a lot of money. Even though it comes with higher upfront costs and risks, you can negotiate your rates directly with the shipper, and you don't have to pay any amount to a company that you're booking loads from. Long haul truck drivers make a lot of money. If you're okay with being gone for multiple weeks at a time, then this might be a good path for you to make some money. Now, of course, making money in trucking isn't just about being on the road for long hours and multiple weeks. It's also about making sacrifices. Truck drivers spend a lot of time away from their families. They could be gone days, weeks, or even months, and that could take a toll. Life out on the road can get very lonely, especially with the long hours driving and not a lot of rest in between. It's not for everybody, but if you're up to the challenge, the rewards can pay off pretty well. So while trucking can be a very profitable career, it doesn't come without its challenges. From managing expenses to long hours on the road, it's a very tough job that requires a lot of dedication. But with the right mindset, planning, and strategies, you can build a very rewarding career in the trucking industry. If you're considering becoming a truck driver, or if you're already a truck driver, I really hope this video provided a lot of insight and possibly gave you a clearer picture of what it's like to really make money in this industry. Well, that's about all I got. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.